Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Professor, where we respond to your questions on history, economics, current events, political philosophy, everything that broadly defined goes to constitute public affairs.
All right, here's a question from John who asked, he said, I recently read a story about the Liberals wanting to make every third Governor General a Native person, Aboriginal person. And he says, well, isn't that odd? Because very often you hear Natives say that they're not actually really part of Canada. They're their own independent nation, yet how would that work? Like, how could you be appointed by the Queen to represent the Queen if you don't think that you belong in the Commonwealth under the Queen, so to speak?
Funnily enough, that's the one thing I wouldn't worry about in that suggestion. You just make sure that the person you're thinking of appointing as Governor General does consider themselves a citizen of Canada and is loyal to our constitutional structure, that is self-government through a parliament with a constitutional monarch. It has nothing to do with whether the person is Aboriginal or black or yellow or pink or whatever color they happen to be.
Is green good? We don't like green.
In that case, let them get off the ship and kind of,
All right.
recover before you try and get them to a ceremony. But what bugs me about this is the idea that, why every third person being Aboriginal? Why, if you're going to have racial criteria, what are you going to do? English, French, Aboriginal, English, French, Aboriginal, as though English and French were races, and indeed as though no white person had any Aboriginal ancestry and no Aboriginal person had any white ancestry. This idea of race as being a meaningful biological category, let alone an exclusive one, it seems to me is both preposterous and nefarious. Have we not seen enough evil flow from treating people differently on the basis of race to know that we should not do it at this point? Should we not say that we are all in this together? And I know there are Aboriginal separatists who say we're not for various reasons. Largely, of course, they're drawing on history and law and claiming that their people never ceded their sovereignty. But you often find a disagreeable racial tinge there. They'll give you this account of the past, before European settlement of North America, that is entirely fantastic. It is not in accord with any of the known facts, either recorded journals and accounts of early encounters between Europeans and Aboriginals, or just what we know about human beings, because we are all human, and you don't have one group of human beings behaving spectacularly better than all the others. Not in the old-fashioned white bigotry sense that Caucasians were superior, and not in this modern version where you hear that Aboriginals lived at one with nature, that they were pacifists, that they respected women, and that never mind that constant warfare, cannibalism, and rules about women not speaking in public or carrying the burdens or any of that, which is all just made up by Europeans anyway, but if it wasn't, who are we to judge by Eurocentric standards? And it spirals off into this nasty radical relativism that somehow always has at this hardcore that white people are awful, which is just more racism. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, and anybody should be equally considered worthy to be the Governor General of Canada, provided they have the right qualities for that job, and these qualities are unrelated to skin color, hair color, ethnic ancestry. These things are pernicious when treated as a reason for separating humans and dealing with them differently, no matter what the post and no matter what the intent.
Plus, this issue of having quotas, isn't that 90s anyway? This is the administration that goes around saying because it's 2015 or now 2016, well, quotas, that's old-fashioned. That's 20th century. Come on, guys, wake up.
And it's a funny thing about this constant progress thing that you say because it's 2015, but of course in the world of change we change. Whatever was good and true and right in 2015 is no longer good and true and right because it's now 2016, and they didn't apparently realize that years only last a year. I don't know what they were thinking at the time. But oh no, they want quotas. They still want it, but their quotas only include certain people. Whoever's the marginalized flavor du jour. Certainly, we've got to get some transgendered people. Hey, what about a transgendered Governor General? We've got to have a transgendered Governor General. We're getting a bill to protect transgendered people from discrimination when discrimination on the basis of gender is already illegal. It's like legislation as selfie. But no, the idea of treating
That's
people...
That's a good one, sorry. I shouldn't laugh because it's not a funny idea, but it's a good way to put it.
Well, do you know what
Did you just make this up?
Yeah, I just made this up. That the opposite of funny isn't serious. It's not funny and nothing else. Wit is the soul of brevity. And I could quote Chesterton all day, but that wouldn't be brief.
We know.
But Identity politics has not gone away. And it is so weird because they tell you that race is socially constructed, gender is socially constructed, and then they say it's really important that we have an Indian for the job. Hey, you're an Indian, do the job. Say, well, what about the rest of my qual? Oh, shut up about that stuff. You're an Indian, don't you understand? Get over here, you redskin. What? Oh, sorry, did I say redskin? I'm an Indian, I'm an Aboriginal, I'm Native First Person. What did I mean? What's the word today? Because even the terminology keeps changing. But at the bottom of it all is this invidious notion that we treat people differently because of accidents of skin color. And we just don't do that because, as I said, all men are created equal and they are endowed by their Creator with certain inherent rights. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, not to be Governor General because your skin color is currently in. It was wrong when only a white person could be Governor General, and it would be wrong to say only an Indian can be Governor General.
Plus, what if there's two good candidates and they're both Aboriginal and you say, no, you got to wait your turn because it's every third only.
And what if there's a Sikh? What are they, chopped liver? Sorry, buddy, you don't get to apply.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
You know, you can be our Minister of Defense and a distinguished veteran of Canadian Armed Services. I humbly submit that you can be Governor General regardless of what you look like.
All right, good point. I like it. Thanks. Folks, if you want to play along and ask your question of the professor, the URL on your screen will take you to a page where everything is explained. Thanks, and see you next time.